So, welcome to the Mizzle Dub Show, Dub Show. 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 Welcome to the Mizzle Dub Show.
We're back once again. It is another rousing edition of the Mizzle and Dub Show. He is Mizzle. I am Dub. Welcome to our week two recap, week 3 preview of the Mizzle and Dub Show. And well, one's in a pretty somber mood. One's in a we're actually both in somber moods, but for obvious different reasons. And obviously, we'll get to that. But before we do, I just want to say that my next assignment for this Friday, I will finally get to go see for the first time the powerhouse that is Bishop Gorman High School. So I'm doing a Bishop Gorman game this upcoming Friday.
Nice.
Unreal.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So finally get to see the all the hype and prestige that is Bishop Gorman High. That gets to be on ESPN and whatnot. But first,
we're highly rated.
We'll start with the last Thursday night game. Yeah, very highly rated. Well, when you get Liberty's sons going there to try to get scholarships to go to college, it's definitely something. We're gonna go back to the Thursday night game, which was if you're just a football, you really enjoyed this game between the Chargers and the Chiefs. Now, my brother here was really hoping for a tie, but Justin Herbert, who first off is tough as nails, playing with some fractured ribs late in the game because he took a mean hit and still played the rest of the game. And the pass he threw on fourth down to Carter to extend the drive was a straight dime right on the money. But the one throw he would like to have back went for a house call, went for a pick six, and the Chiefs at the moment are still the class of the AFC West, but it was a tremendous game. 27-24 was the final score as the Chiefs go to 2-0 in the division. But maybe perhaps the game of the day of week, well, actually, that might have been two games of the day, but one, shout out to the friend of the program, Mr. Marquise McDonald. His beloved Jets are on the board and came back in tremendous fashion. Joe Flacco goes to 18-3 lifetime against the Browns. As Nick Chubb did anything and everything he wanted to do. But alas, it was not enough as Flacco threw for 300 yards, finds Garrett Wilson, the rookie from Ohio State, in the closing seconds, and the interception by the Jets defense seals the Jets' win for the season.
30 points in fantasy, and I didn't freaking start him. Didn't even think about it.
Who, Flacco or Garrett Wilson?
Garrett Wilson, 30 points in fantasy. On the bench.
There was a lot of people that got a lot of fantasy points this Sunday, and we'll get into that.
Yes.
I mean, as you said, Nick Chubb is very special.
Very special.
He's tremendous. But yeah, Garrett Wilson had 8 catches for 102 yards and 2 TDs, including the game winner. Flacco was 26 of 44, 307 and 4 TDs. He had a flashback to when he was with the Ravens.
Right.
Throwing for those yards, but Browns and Jets go 1-1 on the year. And the real game of the day took place in Baltimore, Maryland, to where you can't blame Lamar Jackson because it was not Lamar Jackson's fault, because Lamar Jackson pretty much did anything and everything that he wanted to do to the Miami Dolphins defense. And we're just going to say it. Lamar was 21 for 29, 318. 3 touchdowns. Oh, by the way, 9 carries for $119 and a touchdown. So again,
give me 52 fantasy points. Give me 52 fantasy points, Lamar. I will take it in an L.
That's bad when you get half of 100 and you still lose. That's well. I mean,
that's Liberace. That's Liberace.
Yeah, very Liberace. No. I scored 128 in one, 120 plus in the other, and I lost. Because somebody.
You beat me, so hush your mouth.
I'm talking about the pox. I'm talking about the pox.
Oh,
the monkey pox and the pox. I scored high and still lost because somebody wanted to have Tyreek Hill in their fantasy league.
Ooh, wait. I don't think Tua never have another game like that ever again. Maybe one more time in his career, but not again.
36 to 50.
Wait, brother.
Oh boy. Oh, that man is a problem.
Big problem. And getting Tyreek Hill just helped him out even worse.
That fans in Miami may be having Clayton and Duper flashbacks. And if you've never seen Mark Clayton and Mark Duper play, go on YouTube and watch some film. And oh, by the way, some guy that wore number 13 by the name of Dan Marino was throwing them the football. Go watch the film. Go watch the film on Mark Clayton and Mark Duper and see why Dolphin fans, rightfully so, should be excited about Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill, because that's just too much, as my brother would say, ludicrous speed on the field. That's just too much ludicrous speed. But Tua Tagovailoa, 36 of 50 for 469 yards. 6, not 1, 2, 3, 6, which the NFL record is 7, held by Nick Foles. So he was one touchdown pass away from tying the against your beloved Raiders in Oakland. Nick Foles. Dolphins going to 2-0, and we will get to the only.
I cannot wait to get to the next. Yeah.
Yes.
I already see we're vibing already.
You know where I was going. Yes. So, and the Detroit Lions are on the board. They held off a late fury by the Commanders, but they get the job done. They beat the Commanders 36-27. DeAndre Swift is taking his game to the next level. He had a nice, solid game, but Mr. St. Brown is playing with some motivation, if you will, because, again, go to Hard Knocks. Go to Hard Knocks, where he literally put down every single wide receiver that was taken before him. The kid from USC is playing with some doggone purpose. I'm just telling you.
Facts.
Amon-Ra St. Brown is playing with some purpose. But Goff was solid, 4 touchdown passes. Carson Wentz, truth be told, his first 2 games as Commanders quarterback has played pretty well.
Yes.
He has played pretty well.
Yeah.
He was 30-46, 337, 3 touchdowns, 1 reception. Now, you and I both said Ron Rivera has a way of working wonders with players. Maybe Riverboat Ron is working his magic again because people forget Carson Wentz in 2016 was well on his way to being the MVP before he tore his knee.
Yep.
Carson Wentz was playing at an MVP level, same year as Derek Carr, and they both get hurt. So we don't know what would happen if both do not get hurt. So
facts.
Just keep your eyes on Carson Wentz. But both teams go to 1-1. And Tom Brady finally gets off the schneid as Buccaneers quarterback against the Saints. Although this is more of a meet me in the alley and let's fight. Suspensions hand down to Marcus Lattimore and Mike Evans. The suspensions has been upheld for Mike Evans, so he will not be playing this upcoming week against we'll get to the opponents. I don't know. But we always said the same thing about James Winston. When he's not in a giving mood, he can be very good. When he's in a giving mood, this is what happens. Buccaneers, very ugly way, but they get the win. They beat the Saints 20-10. And the football Giants are 2-0. Is there something flowing in the Hudson in East New Jersey with Brian Double and the Giants? Daniel Jones not doing too much, but doing just enough to get the win.
Yes.
And the Giants are 2-0. Raise your hand if you have the Eagles and Giants tied for first place in the NFC East. I don't think anybody would agree. The Patriots hang on to beat the Steelers 17-14 in a very close game. And now, me and him both agreed on this particular game. But I don't know what it is about Jacksonville, Florida, and the Indianapolis Colts to where they get to Jacksonville, Florida, they get to Duval, and just decide not to show up.
Well, no. I picked the Colts to win this game because of Matt Ryan, so I was wrong.
Oh wow!
So yeah, because you said until otherwise proven, you were riding with the Jags, and then I was like, nah. I just think Matt Ryan brings something that will break that mold. I was totally wrong. And we can go back and look at the film. You can look at the last video. I was wrong, and I'll admit it. I thought Matt Ryan was just I did not see a 24-0 shutout coming. That was just a horrible display of football play by the Colts. But not as much as horrible as the game we're going to talk about a little bit later, but continue.
Well, Sunshine had a very efficient game. Sunshine was 25 of 30 for 235 yards.
Trevor Lawrence, for those that don't know, remember the Titans. He looks like Sunshine.
Yeah, that's the reference of why we call Trevor Lawrence Sunshine. And if he ever decides to cut the hair, I'm not going to be used to that.
He will no longer be Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
He will no longer be Trevor Lawrence. We'll call him by his name.
Yeah. Speaking of hair, we'll get to hair in a minute at the end of the show. But Christian Kirk had a solid game. He had 2 TDs, and the Jaguars. Now, if you were to tell me, I'm kind of prephrasing, but if you would tell me that Jacksonville Jaguars would have the only win in the AFC South, I would have called you dumb. I would have called you stupid. I would have been like, there's no way.
You don't know nothing about football.
Yes. And then the Rams.
But at the end of the day, bro, this is why you play the game.
That's why you play the game. Exactly. The Rams did everything they possibly could to give the Falcons the game and give them life. And then Jalen Ramsey decided he wanted to play quarterback all of a sudden and pick up a pass late in the end zone after he's been getting cooked the last couple of games.
Burnt toast.
That kind of happens when Stephon Diggs kind of just makes you makes you want to check your ankles. But nonetheless, the Falcons stop it. But nonetheless, I'm gonna ask this question again because maybe nobody heard me. But does anybody want to guard number 10 wearing the blue and yellow? I'm just gonna bring that question to the. Does anybody want to guard number 10?
Okay,
wearing a Rams jersey.
Here's my answer to you to that question. They are guarding them. They just can't stop them.
Okay. So they are attempting to play defense on them. Okay.
It's you just can't stop it.
Okay. Because he had 11 catches for a $108 and 2 more touchdowns. As I said, the minute the Rams traded for Matt Stafford, what was the first thing I said? This is going to be my worst nightmare because all he's going to do is feed Cooper Kupp all damn day.
And you know
what happens?
And you know it's coming.
And what happens? Cooper Kupp only won the Triple Crown last year, leading in reception yardage, and touchdown passes.
And they found Allen Robinson.
He made a signing. He made a signing. Drake London, the rookie, had a nice game. 8 catches for 86 yards and a touchdown. But if I'm Marcus Mariota, there's a guy that went to the University of Florida. Where's number 8? His name is Kyle Pitts.
Hello.
You might want to establish him and get him the ball.
Find him.
I'm just saying because
Mariota is pretty good at finding his tight ends. He's been one of the quarterbacks, especially when he had I can't think of his name right now. He used to play with the Niners.
Delaney Walker.
Thank you.
Swiss Army knife.
Yes. Who I think the Niners made a big mistake letting him go, in my honest opinion.
Yeah, well, the unfortunate thing about that was, unfortunately, he was a cap casualty because at that time you had to I don't know who it is they had to resign, but you had to resign that particular person, and unfortunately, Delaney was a casualty. But I mean, him and John Smith before John Smith went to the Patriots, those two in Tennessee was very, very dynamic, and also blocked holes for one Derrick Henry. Needless to say,
Derrick Henry needs any blocks.
Well, I mean, he doesn't, but you know what it is. The Cowboys, never lacking for drama at all, find a way at the end to beat the Bengals 20-17. That actually gives the Bengals because the Bengals were down again, fought to tie the game, but the Cowboys find a way. But yeah, Cooper Rush was solid. He relied on Zeke. He found Mr. Brown again. Noah Brown a solid game, but it's all about trying to find balance and trying to find what you can do. Which I'm glad for the Cowboys. They utilize both Zeke and Tony Pollard. Why not use them both? Because you really don't want to put the game in Cooper Rush's hands per se.
No.
But the Cowboys are 1-1 on the year. It was an ugly game, a very ugly game, a very ugly struggle, even to the tune of where Mile High was booing their most prized possession, their new quarterback. But at the end of the day, the Broncos do get the win over the Texans. And kudos to the Texans. Both games, they have played very hard.
Yeah.
And they have played hard to the very end. Lovie Smith has got that team playing.
We already said about their coach that he was going to keep that. He will make that team competitive. Whatever their record will show, they will. It's almost like why am I having a blank of the coach name with the Lions?
Dan Campbell.
Yeah, Lovie Smith has that Dan Campbell kind of feeling, right? You know, that they bring to an organization. You're gonna want to run through a wall for them. The Texans will be competitive.
No question about that. We won't talk much about the Sunday night game because we knew that was going to happen. We kept saying the Bears are going to play a pissed off Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron Rodgers still owns the Bears. That's all we need to say. that's all we need to say. I'll tell you what though. The Bills and the Eagles, boy, they look legit through two games. And I know Bills Mafia was out there breaking tables and throwing buffalo sauce on their shirts before the game, and I'm sure after the game, well into the night in Orchard Park, New York. But I mean, and normally when the Bills and Titans get together, it has been for some very, very great, close, competitive games. But the Bills said, not today.
Not that night. Nope. Hold my beer.
It was 7-7 after the first quarter, and the Bills took off and did not look back. And Stephon Diggs.
Points. Give me points.
Give him, to the tone of 12 catches.
Yeah.
For $148 and a hat trick.
Continuing from last week.
Touchdowns, folks.
So yes. That's like what, 4 or 5 touchdowns for him in 2 weeks?
Let's check the number. He's got 4 so far.
Yeah, because I know he had one. He had one last week.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
So he's got
2 weeks ago. Excuse me.
Yeah. So yeah, he's got 4 TDs on the year, which leads the NFL in touchdown receptions. And yeah, him and Mr. Ryan become a problem. But the progression from year 1 to year 2 for Mr. Jalen Hurts, my goodness.
Somebody.
And granted, yes. Yeah. So somebody got a hold of him, and actually Shane Steichen, the former quarterback at UNLV, who was the Eagles' offensive coordinator, has got him trickling the ball down the field, as old head coach Hank Stram used to say. But Hurts was 26 of 31 for 333, a touchdown, and a pick. And Miles Sanders, again, when he's healthy, he can do some things. So we're just keeping that. We just keeping that afloat. And the Eagles go to 2-0 on the season. Now we get to our somberness for our particular teams. Normally, I would be ecstatic as hell beating the Seahawks, considering my team has lost 4 straight to the Seahawks. Unfortunately, it came at a price. It came at losing their starting quarterback. And now, for my beloved football team that I've loved since 1986, when I was 3.5 years old, we're back to the same damn question we was 5 years ago when freaking Shanahan was hired as the head coach. Who is the damn quarterback? Who? So now,
You know now.
it is back to one James Richard Garoppolo as the quarterback.
AKA
And Jimmy
Porno Jimmy.
and for him not being in camp and not being in the facility, and he played very well. There's no question about that. But here's my question. Kyle Shanahan, why are you having your quarterback run in between the tackles? The concept of having a mobile quarterback is not necessarily to have him run in between the tackles like he's a running back.
Yes.
It's the purpose of rolling out, doing a bootleg, or scrambling in case the play is broken, and then you take off. Not quarterback power on two. No. Okay, yes, I have lived through this before with the Hall of Famer Steve Young at times being the Niners' best option at running back. I understand it. I get it. But quarterback's job is to throw the football.
It is.
Not run with the football. Throw the football. And now, because of COVID, because he only played one game during the COVID year, then he sat watching Garoppolo last year. So now another year of development is now gone off the wayside because Trey Lance broke his ankle because you had him run. Okay. We've seen what your dad did to RG3. Ruined his career on that ridiculous, horrible turf that is FedEx Field in Atlanta, Maryland. So now, and like I said, Jimmy is who Jimmy is. Okay. Yes, he has with the help of the defense in the run game, was the starting quarterback in Super Bowl 54 and overthrew a wide open Emmanuel Sanders. But Shanahan did not trust you to put the ball in your hands in the Super Bowl. Last year, game on the line, when Kyle decides to be an idiot and not put the ball in Deebo Samuel's hands for the last 12 minutes and 14 seconds of the goddamn game. When you need Garoppolo to make a play,
yeah,
here comes big number 99 by the name of Aaron Donald saying, not today.
Yeah.
So, with that said, the Niners are what the Niners are. Jimmy's not going to be asked to do much, even though he was trying his best to throw the ball deep down the field, which was shocking. Which means
not
his shoulder is
not his strong suit. No, not at all.
It's not, but his shoulder does look healthy. But Jeff Wilson Jr. and I said season before Elijah Mitchell emerged out of nowhere to be the Niners starting running back. I said I wanted Jeff Wilson Jr. to be the bell cow and take most of the carries because his style fits that. And he had a very solid game, 18 carries for 84 yards. But now, unfortunately, Tyron David Price, the rookie from LSU, he's hurt. So now Jeff Wilson Jr. along with the undrafted rookie from Georgia Tech, Jordan Mason, and now you just activated former Colt and Texan Marlon Mack on the active roster.
Nice pickup, by the way.
Yeah, Marlon Mack can play in this league, and he is a former 1,000-yard rusher, so he still can get the job done. I don't know how much reps he's going to get, but it seems like Jeff Wilson Jr., Jordan Mason, and a whole lot of jet sweeps with Deebo Samuel is probably going to be your run game, which, again, yes, Deebo, you use him any way you can, but I would like to see them use Deebo more as a wide receiver. Let him show off his wide receiver ability because this is why we have Deebo Jones, because he did not want to be used as a running back. This is why we have this. This is why we have this issue. Now, granted, yes, he is re-signed, but it's like, okay, it's a give and take. And I made a post on my social media page where I said it's good because the article talked about don't be surprised if Brock Purdy starts a game or two this year. And I said it's going to happen because Jimmy is injury prone.
Yeah.
With the exception of 2017 and
One touchdown.
2019,
Yeah.
he gets injured. He misses at least 3 to 4 games a year.
Yeah.
So Brock Purdy, be ready, stay ready, because your number might be called sometime during the 2022 season.
You might want to
But
give
at the end of the day,
you might want to give him some one string reps in practice.
Yeah, you might want to. But again, at the end of the day, even though it's somber, it's still a win. It's a good solid win. They did what they were supposed to do against the Seahawks, and now we move on. And I was really pulling for your team on Sunday. I really was. And it was off to a fantastic, tremendous start. They were up 20-0, and it looked like it was going to be a home opener. And then Kyler Murray said, "Hold my freaking beer." Just pulls miraculous things out of his hat. As my brother now is going to take a misery because it was painful for him to watch this. You're up 23-7. And the Cardinals, 16-point fourth quarter, and a fumble recovery for a touchdown. Somehow miraculously come back to beat the Raiders 29-23. Now I'm going to let my brother take the floor because there might be some passion being released right about now. Go ahead, sir.
There's not much to say. I mean, what? Clearly, you saw there was a different team in the second half. I don't know why you didn't continue to do what you were doing in the first half that was giving you so much success. Josh Jacobs, I don't know why they go away from him. And I don't want to try to use this as I'm down talking your team, but it almost looked like it was your coach running that game. You know, success of running, you get the points, and you clearly go what's not working. I mean, what was working for you? 3 straight passes for incompletes. That game never made it to overtime. It never should have been a situation where there should have been a 2-point conversion. Clearly, Derek Carr and Devontae Adams are somewhat still on page, but they're not on page. I was critical of Derek Carr on one pass, but when I saw from a different angle and what I saw on Twitter, I think Derek Carr on one pass was looking for Adams to sit, and Adams was looking to go more upfield. And you clearly saw that's why the ball was thrown a little bit behind him. But I'm not blaming Carr. I mean, a little bit of him is fault, but he's not 100% from it. The play calling got too predictable. You should not be throwing the ball 3 times in a row when you're leading. You should be running the ball, eating up clock, especially when your running back is getting 4 to 5 yards a carry and stuff like that.
Here's the thing about that particular game. The Cardinals were 3 of 13 on third downs, and the Raiders were 6 of 11. Normally, when you have third down numbers like that, normally the team that like
you would
the Raiders going 6 for 11 on third down or 6 for 11 on third down, you normally win that game. But the Cardinals were 3 of 5 on fourth down.
It was definitely a tale of two halves because you clearly saw as it was 20-0 going to halftime. And the Cardinals defense, or I would say the lack of Raiders execution in the second half, the Raiders only produced 3 points. And of course, you saw the Cardinals with 29. But I would more so say, excuse me, as I told you when we had a discussion in week 1, when you said it was more so the Niners beat themselves than the Bears, winning that game. And I was like, now the tables have turned. I will say the Raiders more beat themselves in that game, and then the Cardinals winning that game. And I told you this Monday when I saw Josh McDaniels' presser. I was more like, I still believe. It was more of how he handled himself in that press conference, how he answered questions, how more he said is the one thing that I took out of it, we need to learn how to win. But it's not how what he said with that, it was what he said after. We need to know how to win, but it all starts with me. I have to call a better game for us to learn how to win. I don't think he says that the year he was in Denver.
Oh no, not at all. Not at all.
No.
But then again, at that particular time, he started the season 6-0 with the Broncos, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't too much care how certain Raider fans are like, oh, 4-0 in the preseason. Yeah, the starters didn't take a lick of snaps in that preseason. So, to me, you saw in week 1, they lost. They were playing from behind. They came back. They had a chance to win the game. Week 2. You saw them establish a lead. They didn't know how to finish. Week 3, I should think something should hit that you saw what you got from week 1 and week 2, and you should mold that. You saw that you can come back in a game. Okay, you saw that you can be dominant, but you got to know how to finish. Week 3 should be everything should click. It should be a better performance in week 3.
In other words, a full 60 minutes. We've seen 2 good 30s.
Yes.
Now you need to see a full 60.
Yes.
And I understand that. I do.
And I see a lot of Raider fans are like, fire Josh McDaniels. You still have I don't get that Derek Carr gets the most hate. He's the most hated quarterback by his own fan base in the league. I have never seen a fan base hate their starting quarterback as much as my fan base. I get it. 9 years, you're fed up. It's the same thing, but I ask this same question. Who else? Who do you want? You're saying you're done with a rebuild. Mark Davis came out and said this is not a rebuild. This is an establishment. This team made the playoff last year, and Derek Carr had way worse weapons. He's learning a new system, ladies and gentlemen. Let him get it together. They're asking him to do something that Gruden asked him to do. They're asking him to stay in the pocket more. They're asking him to go with the stay focused to the number 1 read and still find your progression. Excuse me. He's checking at the line. Yes, it's growing pains. I mean, crap. The defending Super Bowl team is 0-2.
Yeah. The team that beat them and rocked to the Super Bowl is 0-2.
I'm not ready to give up ownership yet. Well, I'm never going to.
And both teams could easily be 2-0. That's how close both teams in reference to the Bengals
and they're still 2 games out of first place. The division has not just gone astray. I mean, excuse me. We can turn around and beat Tennessee this week, right? And let me grab my beer for this one. We can beat Tennessee. And by God, I have to pull for that freaking team out in Santa Clara.
Don't throw up now. But I told you this last Sunday.
As much as I want the Broncos to win, but it's in my division. If the Raiders win Sunday and your team take care of business Sunday, 2 weeks from now, the Raiders will be playing the Broncos in Vegas. We can easily be 2-2. I got the Chiefs at 4-0. They're going to handle their business. They're a well-tuned machine. I have us at 2-2 going against the Chiefs in 3 weeks, and I have us at 2-3, right still in the AFC. Whatever. So it's not there's the panic button should be pushed now. But if they go lay an egg in Tennessee this Sunday, then slightly, like I said to you in pre-production, panic button might need to be pushed. But I believe in McDaniels. Excuse me. You don't win the Super Bowl in 2 weeks. You don't make the playoffs.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Again, it is a marathon, not a sprint.
Facts.
So now, with that said, we will preview week 3. And this one is intriguing.
Did we talk about the Vikings?
Not necessarily because we know Kirk Cousins does not show up to play in prime time.
Enough said. Week 3, let's go.
Week 3, starting with the battle on Lake Erie. The Steelers and Browns get together again. This could be rock'em sock'em defensive football and the run game, but
calling the overtime game. I'm gonna give my prediction after you say what you gotta say, but I'm calling overtime.
He's saying it goes to the 5th quarter. But I slightly trust Jacoby Brissett more than I do Mitch Trubisky. Will there be a Kenny Pickett sighting? And again,
yes,
me and you agree. We never go against Mike Tomlin. Never go against Tomlin. But I don't know if I can trust Mitch. So I'm gonna say it's gonna come down to a last-second field goal, and the Browns do win in overtime. I'm going with the dog pound.
I second that. Next.
the Lovey Bowl. Lovey Smith returns to Soldier Field with the Texans against the Bears. And I think this is the week the Texans get win number 1. I'm going Houston to win in Chicago.
I second that. I think Lovey Smith got those boys, as we said. He has that Dan Campbell mentality, and he has that team ready to run through a wall. So I'm riding the Texans with that one too. It'll come down to the 4th quarter and who has the ball last, but I got the Texans winning this one.
Now, I know you said you have the Chiefs going to 4-0 before you guys play them on, I think that's a Monday night or a Sunday night game, but I know it's a primetime game.
It's a primetime game. Yes.
When the Chiefs come to the Death Star, and it's a Monday night game. But just like the Bills have given the Chiefs fits, so has their opponent that they're playing on Sunday. And don't be surprised one bit if the horseshoe pulls off the upset. It is the Chiefs and the Colts. And I'm expecting Jonathan Taylor to have a very, very big game, a response game. I still think the Chiefs will edge it out, but I won't be surprised one bit if the Colts do pull off the upset.
The Colts?
No, here what I said. I said the Chiefs will win, but I won't be surprised if the Colts get the win. But I'm expecting Jonathan Taylor to have a big day on the ground.
Is this game in Arrowhead?
It is at Lucas Oil.
I believe this game will also come down to whoever has the ball in the 4th quarter, because if you go back to years past, whenever the Chiefs come to Lucas Oil, it doesn't matter. Whenever an AFC West team comes to Lucas Oil, it is always a dramatic. Whoever has the ball in the last. Matter of fact,
correct.
The Raiders last year.
Correct. Correct.
So I believe the Chiefs will win this game, but I agree with you. I wouldn't be shocked if the Colts pulled that off. And I believe Jonathan Taylor is due for a tremendous, huge game. So yeah, I'm riding with you on that one as well.
NFC North battle, Lions and Vikings at the big ATM that is US Bank Stadium. I think this game might go to overtime. We're predicting a lot of games going in overtime here in week 3.
But my brother, when we looked at this schedule, didn't we say when we were going to be doing shows and we discussed that we were going to add in predictions to the show?
Correct.
We were going to say that every week looked like it could be a slobber knocker, as I would say from JR from WWF. It looked like whatever game we picked would be like a fight. And in 2 weeks, we've already seen it's been some dog fights in 2 weeks. So kudos to the schedule makers this year and how the NFL is setting this up. But please continue.
Lions coming in with some momentum. The Vikings, of course, getting embarrassed on Monday night. This boy, this is tough. I expect the Vikings to bounce back at home. But there's a part of me that's leaning towards the Lions.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna pick the Lions with the upset to beat the Vikings. I'm going with Detroit.
Hey,
I
you
think
know
Detroit
what?
continues that momentum.
Hey, I'm just not to harp too long on this, but I agree. You have two teams coming off with both tremendous emotional type games, but as watching Hard Knocks, I just believe the Lions can win damn near every game this year, no matter who their opponent is, because at the end of when no matter what is on the clock, they're gonna fight.
Yeah, they're gonna fight to the end.
And I believe they can win every game. So I'm picking the Lions, maybe a little upset with a little fourth quarter magic. Yeah, let's go. And damn it, the person that's doing work right now, whatever they're doing, if you can hear that, I totally apologize, but this is what happens when you do a Mizzle and Dub show. You get real reality. There's no scripted shit on the show.
No, and you get live updates.
Damn right.
Which we don't have one yet. But Ravens and Patriots. I am picking Lamar Jackson.
Ravens.
Just thread the Ravens. I don't think the hoodie has an answer for number 8 in
Ravens
and black.
Next.
Well, this is when I think they got one of their wins last year, a rematch at the Meadowlands between the Bengals and the Jets. And last year's match was
a tremendous game last year. I don't care what nobody says. As we have a fellow listener and a great supporter to our show, that's a Jets fan. I mean, he counted out his Jets last week, and I gave him every video of fourth quarter action, and I told him, believe. So I'm going with the Jets on this one.
Oh, he's going with the Jets. Actually, you know what? Flacco has not been bad this season. He's thrown for 616 yards with 5 touchdowns and 1 interception.
We've been said this is year 3 for Salah, right?
Correct.
Didn't we say by year 3, year 4, Salah should have this team playing good football? We didn't see him in 2 weeks play decent good football. I'm right with the Jets. Let's go.
He's picking the Jets. I'm picking the Jets on the last second field goal. I think the Super Bowl hangover is real. It always has been real, and I'm sticking to that. I'm
going with you because I should have listened to you when you said about the Jaguars and the Colts. You said until you see otherwise, there's no reason to go against that. So I believe that the Super Bowl hangover is real, and I'm right with the Jets. So yeah.
Well, so far in the background on AEW in the screen,
I have seen there's been Jericho has a title, so
and now the Acclaim have the tag team titles. The Acclaim. The Acclaimed has arrived.
Yes, I love it.
Next game,
ladies and gentlemen, not only do you get us talking about all type of sports, but you also get to see the background. You see our passion,
the male soap
opera that we watch every week. And by God, if the masses and the Lord above gives me the power, I will love to make it to WrestleMania in LA. That is our goal. But
in Inglewood,
I will say this, brother. If I have to make a choice between a Raider game and WrestleMania, read my mind.
Translation: there will be many Raider games down the road, but damn it, there's only one WrestleMania. It's only one WrestleMania.
I will pass a freaking Raider game to go see WrestleMania because I miss WrestleMania when it was just
in Santa Clara.
Just hours, not even like 3 hours away. An hour and a half, if
They're
that. And
supposed to be.
and the way I drive, 55 minutes.
That's with traffic, America. All right, back to our predictions. NFC East matchup: Eagles and Commanders.
Eagles.
I'm running with the Eagles, even though I know the Commanders will play them hard, but I'm going with the Eagles.
Eagles.
Saints and Panthers. This one I don't know, because it's like, which Jameis Winston are you gonna get? And the Panthers have played tough in both games, but I think this may go by way of the Panthers. I'm picking the Panthers. And maybe perhaps the game of the day in the early game, the only battle of 2-0 versus 2-0 in the AFC East in South Beach, the Bills and the Dolphins.
Here we go.
Boy, this is
when we said we were waiting for. Oh my God. Hey, ladies and fucking gentlemen, buckle up. And as my wife just passed me a beer, thank you, babe. Love you. But as we just said, buckle up for this one.
And here's the thing. Both quarterbacks so far through 2 games, Tua and Josh Allen, have the same touchdown pass, same interception. They each have thrown 7 touchdown passes to 2 interceptions. You have. Oh, and here comes MJF in his home state of New York. Oh, the masses. Not only have that, but you Stephon Diggs, Tyreek Hill,
give me
Jalen Waddle.
That's going to be a battle.
And by the way, if Gabe Davis decides to play on Sunday, you have him alongside Stephon Diggs. Like, as a fan, I'm excited for this game. This is a tough one to pick. It really is, because, of course, as you know, the Bills is my AFC representative in the Super Bowl for this year.
We both picked those. We both picked that.
Yeah, but I really like what Mike McDaniels is doing in Miami. I really do.
But we already you said that the moment he took the job. If we I don't know what show that we said this when he took the job, but we said that Mike McDaniels is going to be doing a tremendous job out there in Miami. He just has that. Yeah, he has that. And I don't know. Yeah,
but I picked the Bill. We picked the Bills to represent the AFC. I'm sticking with them. I'm circling the wagons with the Bills, even though I do think it will be a very, very good competitive game. And normally in years past, the Bills and Dolphins have always come down to the wire, which is why they've been division rivals for a long, long, long time. But the Bills are my AFC pick, and I'm riding with the wagons. But either of us will not be shocked if Miami does win. So just understand that.
That East
like the Bills, the Dolphins.
The East division
got a lot better.
A lot tougher. It got competitive. It's a lot competitive right now.
Yes, it has. On to the late games. Jaguars come to Inglewood to play the Chargers. And
we skipped.
Hold
on, let me cut you off. If we're going to late games, we skip the early morning game.
We always do our teams last.
You know what? Touche, motherfucker. I will say that on live. Touche.
To quote Mills Lane, I'll allow it.
Yeah. So, wait. I will obey. I'll obey.
Thank you, Mr. Kenny Bayless. And we'll get to Cinnamon Triple G at the end of the show.
We'll mix in some boxing because
I
want to say what we talked about earlier with my favorite boxer next to Mike.
Why?
We'll get into that later.
No, Floyd. No, we'll get to that later. Depending on the ribs of one Justin Herbert.
Yes.
I just don't know. If he's not effective, I really think Jacksonville could pull the upset. I do. Um, I'm slightly gonna still lean with the Chargers just because they should win at home. But again, as I've been saying for years, I can't take the Chargers seriously because again, they have a tendency to blow leads. With that said, I'm still picking a slight win for the Chargers over the Jags, but the Jags will come to play and they will come to play hard because Doug Peterson will get the best out of that team, hands down.
Yeah.
I know the Raider fan in you wants to say go Jags. We already know this.
Yeah, I got the Bills in that one. I definitely got the Bills in that one.
So who do you have between the Jags and the Chargers?
Don't make me pick that game.
Well, like I said, I know the Raider in you is saying go Jaguars. I already know this.
Chargers win by 10.
Oh, he's predicting a double-digit win. All right. Well, Kyler Murray faces his kryptonite on Sunday as he is 1-6 lifetime against the Rams at the big toaster that is State Farm Field. And until he can prove me wrong, I'm going to take the Rams over the Cardinals in the desert.
I got the Rams too. Moving along.
Falcons and Seahawks in the Pacific Northwest.
Falcons.
I think the Falcons get a win. I really do.
Falcons.
I like the Falcons.
Kyle Pitts has a good game.
Yes. So here we go. Sunday night game. Packers and Buccaneers in Tampa.
Aaron Rodgers and Tom, I might be divorced from a supermodel, Brady.
Yes.
Where's the location?
It's in Tampa.
I got Aaron Rodgers by 10.
Well, Aaron Rodgers has not done so well against Brady. And as much as this pains me to say this, until he can prove he can, I'm going with the pewter at the big pirate ship. I'm taking Tampa Bay. Monday night.
I just think Aaron Rodgers just gets it done.
You think he gets it done?
I just think he gets it done because for the simple fact of the matter that what happened in that week 1 game, and you saw what happened in week 2. I just think Aaron Rodgers, they have a good winning record. Regardless of how they're playing right now. That coach has a winning record. It may not show in the playoffs when it really, really counts. But in the regular season, he's solid. I got the Packers winning that game.
You got the Packers.
The good old Packers, eh?
In the Bay of Pigs.
Yes.
Monday night, old division rival, the Giants and the Cowboys on the shores. Is it on the shores of the Hudson? Yes, it is. Oh, yes. And I know you don't like the song, but our guy is about to come out. Because he definitely is indeed fresh pleased. But yeah, Monday night is the Cowboys and Giants. And he's from wherever. Whatever.
What?
You never know what happens in this.
Sorry, folks. We've been watching wrestling since I met this guy, so he understands my passion when it comes to wrestling, and he's the only one that understands wrestling. I can't talk nothing else with wrestling with him besides he's the only one. So understand that.
So Giants and Cowboys. He cracks me up every time.
You already know who I'm picking, bro. You already know who I'm picking. Just move on.
Well, yes, happy wife. happy wife, happy life. I get it.
She watches the show too, so you already know who I'm picking. So let's just move along with that.
Well, he's picking. Oh, first he's picking the Cowboys. I like this for the Giants. I think the Giants go 3-0. I really do. Now we preview our teams. Battle of 0-2.
You go first. No.
Oh, you want to do the Sunday night game first? Okay.
So you go ahead and do your team first.
Okay, so my beloved 49ers, unfortunately, have to play their daddy, Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson has been their daddy
not
since
that uniform, though.
Doesn't matter. 16-4 lifetime against the Niners is 16-4. Doesn't matter what freaking uniform colors you're wearing. I was ecstatic as hell when he left the NFC West, only to find out, damn it, we're playing in the NFC West this year, AFC West this year. And you're just like, damn it, have to see his ass at least one more time, and then not again for the next 4 years if he's still playing in the league. But it's still a filling out process with the Broncos, with Nathaniel Hackett and Russ trying to put it together. As we said, they struggled mightily against an inferior Texans team that they should have beat soundly and handily, but didn't. They barely beat them by 7. And I'm not saying this to sound like a homer, even though I'm going to sound like a homer, but I really think the Niners can really go in there and really, as we say in Madden, give up the sticks. I really do. I just do. I mean, nobody has been able to stop Nick Bosa so far. Nick Bosa has been a force on the defense. The whole front seven's been outstanding, but the man that has progressed from year 1 to year 2 is Tano Hufanga. He has been playing like a man possessed so far these 2 weeks, and he's kind of making the Niners forget about Jimmy Ward. And Jimmy Ward is still out there, going to come back. So it's like, well, if Hufanga keeps playing like this, Jimmy Ward might be on the outside looking in. I'm just saying. I like the way the defense is going. I mean, realistically, the defense has been solid. And of course, Kyle comes back to some old stopping grounds where his dad won 2 Super Bowls, and I'm pretty sure he wants to do well, and I'm pretty sure Dad will be in attendance at Mile High. So of course, I'm picking my team to win, obviously. But I really think the Niners can go in there and handle business in the altitude. As he's about to take another swig of beer, because this is going to pain him when he's going to take a drink out of. This pains him, folks. This really pains him because any other time he'll always be like, "F your team, fuck your team." But because our divisions play each other this year, and because his team has division aspirations, he actually has to.
I'm just gonna say this, and this will be real quick, and we will move along to my team because this is the getting close to the final segment of the show. This will be the only time within this division that the Niners play my division that I will be pulling for them. So as I say that,
a shot and a swig and a swig of Michelob Ultra on the Mizzle and Dub show. Was that painful for you, sir?
Sweet little baby Jesus. I hope the Niners win this weekend, and that's where I'll leave it at.
And now we get to the battle of 0-2 versus 0-2. And it's already been discussed about how the Titans have struggled offensively, how they've just struggled to score. I really think this is the game. Yeah, I think this is the game that Double Nickel lets loose. I really think this is the game that Chandler Jones goes off and he eats. I really wholeheartedly believe that. I really do. Now you may speak your piece, sir.
Don't you know that the Raiders have a bad history with Tennessee Titans running backs?
The last time they were in Tennessee,
Chris Johnson. I mean, not
I get it. I get it. But the last time they were in Tennessee, the Raiders won the game.
Derek Carr
That's
had
all I'm gonna say.
game that Derek Carr had a
Yes,
tremendous
he did.
performance.
Yes, he
Tremendous
did.
performance.
Which,
But
by
like
the
I
way,
said,
which, by the way, was Tony Romo's first game as an analyst on CBS.
he called a damn good game.
Yes. But like I said, I think this is the
With
game
that-
that
with
Chandler
that
Jones
said-
gets off.
With that said, what we talked about earlier when we did the recap of week 2, as I said, week 1 was okay. It showed that we can slightly come back and give a team a slight scare, like we're dangerous. You know, we lost that. Week 2, we showed you that we can dominate a first half of a football game, which the Raiders have been doing that previous regimes. Not just going to say because it's this regime. But what I do like about this regime, they do have a sense of like, okay, we grasp what's going on in this era of football. So we showed dominance in week 2, but we lost because we don't know how to finish out. That sounds like my secondary. Okay, it's 50-50 when it comes to the Warriors and the Sixers. So when I speak basketball, I equally love my basketball teams the same. There's no difference. It's almost like how I've been talking to you with my Sixers. We'll play a damn good game of basketball. We just don't know how to close out and win a game. That's what my Raiders have been doing for the past few years. They don't know how to close out a game. So we showed you that we can dominate a game. Excuse me. We just don't know how to finish. So hopefully this week we'll show you that we can play a full, football game and finish. I will totally be saying that I'm a homer right now because I'm always going to pick the Raiders to win every game. But when it comes to a certain game, I don't see us beating the Chiefs the week after. That's just 100%. We're not beating the Chiefs. That is a foreshadowing to our next show. We're not beating the Chiefs. You heard that here. I think we beat the Titans, but it's going to be a real hard-fought game because I believe King Henry is just going to run all over us. That's just how I feel about that one, but I believe we'll win the game at the end. I believe we will get sacks because Tannehill is not a mobile quarterback, but he can't move. I believe we will get pressure and we will get to him. But if King Henry's having a real good game, it's going to be hard because we're going to have to keep 8 in the box, 10 with Henry. But the Raider fan in me, homer in me, I'm picking the Raiders. Daniel Carlson wins us a game in the fourth quarter.
Oh, he's going Manny Carlson.
Or overtime. But I wouldn't be shocked if the Titans win this game.
Well, I think the Raiders get off the schneid. But I also agree with you. If the Titans win, I wouldn't be shocked either. And now, going to the Sweet Science, there was a fight on Saturday night, but it more kind of looked like a sparring session as Cinnamon did what he was supposed to do. He was supposed to be an aging old Gennady Golovkin, and he did. I don't know why. Well, we know why Cinnamon took this fight because this was a get-right fight after he lost to Pivotal in the light heavyweight division. So, like I said, it's not surprising that Cinnamon won the fight, but it's like now, where does he go from here? What I would like to see
Charlo
is one or both Charlos move up to super middleweight and challenge Canelo for his super middleweight championships.
Agreed.
Because again, there's nothing left for there's nothing left for him in middleweight. And the Charlos will be jumping. Well, Jermell will be jumping up 2 weight classes. Jamal will be jumping up 1 weight class because right now Jermell is a junior middleweight and Jamal is middleweight. So there you go. So I mean that's what I like to see because I mean Bivol and Retriev eventually are going to fight to unify the light heavyweight title. And I don't know if you're Canelli, if you want to go back to the light heavyweight division, even though you've proven you can win the light heavyweight title because you did. You beat an aging Sergey Kovalev who is way past his prime and whatnot. But of course, what you and I want to see, we're tired of hearing about we're this close. We're tired of hearing about finding out the details. We want a press conference. We want flashing light bulbs.
I think we will be getting one soon. And my question to you is, depending on tickets, are we going? No. We already established that we're not doing that. Are you coming home?
Well, like I said, we know for sure we're doing a 1-screen show in January. It's already been established. We're already doing that.
Wait, what's the
I kept saying it's either going to be
show? Is that my birthday show or the football game show?
mixture of everything for that particular.
Say it again.
Particular thing. I said probably a mixture of everything in that particular way. But if they have the date in November, then that just makes it easier for me to come back in November. Because I kept saying either October or November. But I am still going to check fight tickets because if there's a chance it's affordable, you may get a live Mizzle Dub show in the arena on fight night. But we'll see. But I'll just say it like this. Either way, if they get together and fight, it's going to happen.
Well,
but I just want to see Bud and Spence stare each other in the face and just flash balls. I'm like, let's go. Let's promote the fight. Let's get it in.
That's all we need. So, ladies and gentlemen, in closing, I would like to say that we apologize for technical difficulties when we posted, if any, for our subscribers that saw that we posted that we were doing the show, and we didn't do that show. On my end, my connection was just not working. And so this is why you're getting the recap show now. But we will get back on track. There will be a show. I'm saying, are we shooting for Saturday to do a
yes.
No. I take that back. We just did our Saturday show. This is our Saturday show. So what you will get is you will get either a Monday show to recap week 3. So to speak on to end it out, excuse me again. I wish they put this fight on a Saturday because I'm off. But Shakur Stevens is fighting Friday. My prediction is already Shakur Stevenson will take care of business, and this will be an easy fight for him.
Will there be a stoppage?
What happened?
You think there will be a stoppage?
Nah, I think he's overdue for a stoppage. So yes, I think it will be a stoppage.
He thinks it will be a stoppage. All right. Well, I like Shakur Stevenson as well. I definitely will be watching. May even go live during the fight. We'll see. And I will be mad as hell if I find out the damn fight's in Vegas again. I didn't know about it because I will be highly upset. But again, we thank you for watching our show. We thank you for always being subscribers. And again, like I said, any subjects you want us to touch or talk about, again, go to our YouTube page and just simply type it in the comments. And who knows, maybe you might be guest starring on our show just because
Hell,
just because
we want it. But
we do this for y'all. We try to give the people what they want. That's just what we do.
Even on a bigger topic, my brother again Friday will be doing a high school football
Bishop
game.
Norman.
So please tune in on that, and yeah, please support him. I wish it was me and him doing the football game because our supporters want us together at all times. But no, he's doing his dream to being a Cosell. So
of course, spoken by our father who just celebrated number 66. So again, happy birthday to our dear dad, the greatest asshole in the world, number 1, as number 2 is split screen across from me. So in addition to well, if you want to watch the game of me commentating high school football, the app is called, hold on, let me go back here. The app is called NFHS Network. That's the app that what you would do. And again, it is a subscription. It is $11.99 a month. And the games that I do is under the name of B&M Productions. That's the production company that I'm working with doing these play-by-play games. And like I said, I'll be doing Bishop Gorman this week. When I first was asked to do the game, I thought originally we were going to be doing Bishop Gorman, but it didn't happen. I ended up doing Faith Lutheran. But finally get to see what the big hype train it is about Bishop Gorman as they are playing the Arborview this upcoming week. So I'm definitely excited. And that too is a 6 p.m. football game. So I got to figure out where Arbor is. But like I said, the game will be done under the banner of B&M Productions. So in case you want to watch, I thank you. Like I said, people that have known me since I was 5 years old, this is what I want to do. And I've never strayed away from it. It's never changed. People will tell you this guy literally would go grab a freaking pen and use it as a microphone and hold it up and interview people, which I'd still do to this day. As you can see my brother shaking his head. He had many of interviews in the men's locker room after PE talking about a competitive game. But no, I'm very grateful and thankful for this opportunity. Again, B&M Productions is the name that you want to watch the game under, and you will hear yours truly do play-by-play of high school football, so I'm excited. So I will be doing Arborview High School versus Bishop Gorman. I'm excited. Needless to say. And with that note, we thank you for watching this edition of the Mizzle and Dove Show with our predictions and a recap of week 2 and the predictions of week 3. If you make bets, hope you cash out and win some money. And if you don't, you have my condolences.
And good luck to all your fantasy people out there.
Yes, if you're in fantasy, hopefully you get some points, you get a win. And if you're in a league to where you're getting the money, hopefully you get the money. But we thank you again for watching. He's Mizzle. I'm Dub. I'm out of drink. But as always, it is 5 o'clock, some damn where. And one final swig for the road. We'll see y'all for our week 3 recap and week 4 predictions of the Mizzle and Dub Show.
Thank you.